Diggy was saying, twice previously we've been here for live matches this season. 6 goals apiece, 5-1 Hearts beat Hibs. We'll not forget that one in a hurry. And 4-2 it was here against Motherwell as well. And David McGeown gets his first touch of the ball right at kick-off. And it will be an interesting experience for him this afternoon. He's not the youngest in the Hearts team, of course. The young man on the ball there, Paul McMullan, is just 18, so 2 teenagers in the Hearts lineup against a Celtic side packed with experience. First involvement for Jean-Louis Valois, Player of the Month in September, and of course Player of the Month in August was his teammate Mark de Vries. That tells you something about the way this Hearts side has started the season.
They've been a great start, Hearts, very confident, especially at Tynecastle. Very much an attacking minded team here. They want to score goals and please their home support.
They want to have a go, they plan to have a go, but they also have to withstand the sort of pressure that Celtic will impose on them. First free kick of the match, won by Chris Sutton. Steve Guppy to play this in, didn't get a clean hit, played away by Scott Severin. Neil Lennon, and Saturday's man of the match for Scotland, Stephen Pressley. And a Hearts free kick as the early blows are exchanged. Mullen's pass up to Andy Kirk, it's sort of reared up in front of him, couldn't get control. Neil Lennon plays it across the back line to Ulrich Larsson. Guppy, early ball. Kevin McKenna flips it clear. Jean-Louis Valois, bags of ability in attack, but Craig Levine makes clear to him that he has to do his defensive duties as well. He's working hard for his team. It's not all glamour, you know.
He's a good player. Magnificent left foot. He's an absolute delight to watch. He's so entertaining. And you've seen the bit of skill there. I actually managed to play a 1-2 off his line Petrov during that little run.
Don't think that was rehearsed. Craig Levine, 38 on Tuesday, disgustingly young for a Premier manager. And he wouldn't mind an early birthday present here. Lennon's free kick. Chris Sutton gets a good touch and scores. Less than 3 minutes gone.
It's a good goal from Celtic's point of view. Set pieces are so strong. Sutton there showing what a real striker's all about. Back to goal, take the ball in, be strong. Don't let the defender anywhere near you. McKenna's a strong lad, he turns him. Rory McKenzie might be a little bit disappointed it's under his body.
Stephen Pressley furious with Kevin McKenna here because he was muscled out of it by Sutton, and he found that precious little half yard. It was all he needed to squeeze home the shot, and Chris Sutton has scored his 8th goal of the season, and Celtic 1 up. From a Hearts viewpoint, Sandy, that goal came along far too easily.
It's a real blow. There was a set piece earlier. Stevie Guppy knocked it in from the right hand side. It was a poor ball that time. A really good delivery from Neil Lennon to Sutton, and really it was a really poor defending from Hearts' point of view.
Well, it was just the start that Martin O'Neill had in mind, that's for sure. He's lost only 5 times in the league in nearly 2.5 years. An almost impeccable managerial record. McKenna plays it into the corner for Andy Kirk. He was trying to shift Uli Larsson out of the way, and successfully. And Larsson, I've barely seen him so far. Celtic haven't needed him so far. Balgaeren. And the Scotland and Celtic captain Paul Lambert. Over Balde plays it up. Alan Maybury is there first and gets it back. Poor pass though, and Hearts certainly shaken by that early goal.
They've got to settle down now. They've got to get hold of the ball, especially in the middle of the park, make a few passes, get their confidence back, really regroup and try and get back in this match.
The 18-year-old Paul McMullan linking with Jean-Louis Valois down the left side. But now Hearts on the back foot. Pressley back to McKenzie. Mark de Vries failing to get on the ball. We haven't seen him so far. Severin's pass, not what he was looking for. And no great fluency about Hearts in these opening stages. Celtic running the show in the first 6 minutes. That's McMullan's view as he targets Mark de Vries. Kept it in for Andy Kirk. That's good defending from Valgaeren. Pressley's header falls for Petrov. Larsson to Lambert. Knocked over the top of McMullan, but even the pace of Didier Agathe wasn't going to get him there in time.
And look at the tactics earlier in the game, Rob, and the Celtic midfield three, Lennon, Lambert and Petrov against Stampin and Severin. They're certainly dominating in there. That's why Hearts aren't getting the ball down and making passes. Crainey's got to have a wee look at bringing one of these wide players maybe a little bit more central to balance it out.
Lambert's pass cushioned to enable Agathe to catch it. McMullan hoists it downfield. Lennon's header cleared away by Valgaeren, only as far as Severin. He's lost it, Scott Severin, doing his damnedest to win it back. Good challenges. And the Hearts fans right beside him loved that determination and grit from the young Scotland midfielder.
He certainly had the ball, gave it away, had to fight hard to get it back with Didier Agathe. The supporters love that, getting stuck in and trying to win the ball.
Valois to McGeown. Lofted forward by Maybury. Mark de Vries was there. Reckoned he was fouled by Balde, but Kenny Clark was close enough to call it. Valois, lovely footwork. So quick to get away from both Lennon and Lambert. Maybury launches it. Out comes Rob Douglas, and it's a good take. And route one for Henrik Larsson. Will it sit up for the Celtic striker? Not quite. Quick thinking there from Douglas. Big booming delivery downfield, and it almost worked out for Celtic's top scorer. Stab to Maybury. Short with the pass from McGeown. Larsson's layoff. Celtic slick. Now Petrov thrusting through the midfield. Useful for Chris Sutton. Celtic threaten again, and it's Guppy. So close to 2-0. It is now. Stilian Petrov. 2-0 Celtic, less than 9 minutes gone, and you have to say Hearts in disarray.
The shambles at the back is the only way you can describe it. Celtic breaking forward, great ball across to Chris Sutton, trying to set up Larsson, but Guppy following up, very tight angle. Unfortunately for him, it's Stilian Petrov so good at backing up the play from midfield. Did the important thing, get the shot on target, make the goalkeeper work, managed to do that and got his reward with the ball in the back of the net.
And the disappointment from a Hearts point of view is that Celtic really aren't having to play too well to force themselves ahead here. 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes, and from the home point of view they've come very cheaply. You don't have to guess how Martin O'Neill is feeling at this stage, but there'll be a note of depression, I would imagine, in that Tynecastle home technical area, Chick.
I think that at the moment Craig Levine's just trying to tell his midfield to get tighter on their players. I think he felt Alan Maybury there didn't match the run of Guppy down the left-hand side when Guppy hit the post, and really a bit of a powwow he's just had with Peter Houston. Side me Stephen Boyack, of course. Disappointing start, Stephen, for Hearts.
Yeah, it is. This is the last thing we wanted, to be honest. I think for us to have any chance in the game, we're going to have to score the next goal. But we've shown we can score goals at home before, so here's hoping we get ourselves back into it.
It's a stunning start at Tynecastle, it really is. We've played just over 10 minutes and already 2 goals, and our target of another 6 goals in a BBC Live match might not be that ridiculous an assumption to make. Celtic threaten again with Sutton's flick. This time Pressley is there to force the ball away. But they're both shaken and stirred. Hearts in the opening moments. And I'm sure Celtic must be pleasantly surprised at how easily the goals have come.
Well, they've worked very hard, as they always do, Celtic. Their attitude is spot on, but really they've got so much room. They've got this extra man in the middle of the park. They're managing to find it all the time, everywhere they play the ball.
Jos Valgaeren nipping the ball away, made his return, his international return with Belgium during the last week, having missed out, of course, on the World Cup. Larsson with the return pass intended for Guppy, but Maybury watches it through to McKenzie. 2 goals and Henrik hasn't scored one of them.
See how it is.
Sutton and Petrov, the goal scorers. Sutton with his 7th of the season, Petrov with his 3rd. It was a good strike from Stilian Petrov to score the 2nd goal, but Hearts, you would have to say, were all over the place.
Both goals are like that. I think he'll be really disappointed. First class defender himself. They're so cheap, the goals.
Makes it an uphill struggle now for his team. You don't want to give Celtic 2 goals of a start. Larsson's header, chases it himself, and Paul McMullan stayed calm. Former Hibs player, Billy Laursen, unlikely to be popular in these parts. Sutton's knocked down. Larsson couldn't get control. McKenna clears. Andy Kirk trying to feed off the flick from Mark de Vries, but it was penalised. Free kick against the Dutchman, who's made such an amazing start to his goal-scoring career in Scotland. 8 goals already. And only Henrik Larsson has scored more than him in the Premier League. Sutton and Larsson combine so well. Quickly on from Larsson to Guppy. Guppy's cross right-footed, Pressley's headed away. Celtic still probing down that left-hand side, and Uli Larsson has made a great run forward, and the run hasn't really been tracked. Poor distribution adding to Hearts' problems. When you consider how well they've been playing, they are not doing themselves anywhere near justice here. Maybury even uncertain with that clearance. Fortunate for him, it fell for Stamp. David McGeown has lost possession. Now Valgaeren pushing forward, stepped over by Larsson, and Phil Stamp hurts, collided with Stephen Pressley as he helped the clearance away. Severin's pass well cut out by Paul Lambert. Great positional sense there. Andy Kirk was hoping to be on the end of it. Stamp's up and about now, but he's still hobbling. Larsson's layoff for Didier Agathe. Phil Stamp wasn't 100% beforehand, was he, Chick?
Craig Levein was telling me just before kick-off that he was suffering from a cold this morning. Therefore, there will be a question of whether he can last the 90 minutes. And I suppose a little knock and an injury will help that either, Rob. So there'll be a question mark over whether he sustains the 90 minutes.
Yeah, and he's normally such a powerhouse in the midfield. They really do hinge on what he and Scott Severin can do in that central area, and as we've seen so far in this match, they really are up against it here against the trio of Lambert and Lennon and Petrov, who are certainly ruling the roost in these early stages.
That's where Celtic are totally in command of the game, but credit to Celtic, they're working so hard when they've got the ball, their passing so good, they're managing to keep possession, plenty of combinations, and when they lose the ball, they work so hard to get the ball back.
It really has been a positive start and a confident start from Celtic, looking like a team on top of their game, looking like a team who have their eyes very much on holding on to the title despite the current 4-point gap in Rangers' favour. But they've already made big strides in this match, Celtic, to shut that down to a single point. Great touch from Stilian Petrov, lofted in for Sutton, in the back is Larsson. Got himself in front of Steve Guppy there, and just as another chance was presenting itself for Celtic. Chris Sutton scored goal number 1, Petrov goal number 2, man of the match on 0900 10 225, or texting on 07736 600 600. A DVD player or a signed shirt could be yours if you agree with Sandy's conclusion later in the game. And certainly most of the nominations at this stage would be winning yellow shirts.
You're absolutely right there. Celtic have played very well. Stilian Petrov for me is the one that's getting acres of space. He's the one that's willing to find the extra bit of space to create problems for Hearts going forward.
Phil Stamp, 10 years at Middlesbrough, and he's made a big impression with Hearts so far. Scored his first goal in the last game 2 weeks ago against Livingston. Paul McMullan trying to force the issue, and Hearts need a little bit more aggression about their play.
That's good from McMullan, willing to have a go, try and go forward, not willing to be second best, not getting pushed about by Petrov and winning the free kick. Hearts need more of that. They need to be far more aggressive and more determined.
Yeah, they've been brushed aside so far by Celtic, but here's a set-piece chance for them to create something. Kevin McKenna, as you saw, has gone forward. Valois with the delivery, Laursen with the header. Agathe flicks it on, and Hearts have given it away. Lambert, that's Pressley, Scotland teammates. McMullan looking for some options. Not too many presenting themselves. Scott Severin, Jean-Louis Valois, good pass for Andy Kirk. His first touch defeated him there, as he handed back possession to Jos Valgaeren. The lively Petrov, so strong on the ball, lovely touch to go with it, pace and power and goals, he's got the lot. Scored for Bulgaria last Saturday against Croatia in the 2-0 win. Captaining his national sides these days, at the ripe old age of 22. Seen too much of the creative qualities of Jean-Louis Valois so far, but Hearts really haven't been on the ball for long enough.
There's one criticism of Valois, it's the fact that it maybe doesn't work hard enough to get in possession of the ball at times. We've seen a couple of wee touches early on, but he's lost at the moment.
Scott Severin doing his best to try to turn the midfield battle around, but when you let Celtic take the initiative, it's pretty difficult to grab it back from them.
Their attitude is so good, Celtic. They work so hard, they've got the lead, and there's no way they're going to relinquish that easily. Certainly not without a fight.
McMullan's delivery for De Vries, but the layoff doesn't come off. And Chick Martin O'Neill looking pretty calm over there.
Well, it's usually an entertainment for me of a Sunday afternoon to watch Martin O'Neill in action. The dugout, he's all sorts of antics. All he's had to do this afternoon so far is work in his celebrations. He's hardly spoken to a player, Rob. He's obviously totally content with the way things are going.
I wonder if he does practice those jumping up and down goal celebrations at home. Interesting thought, in front of the wardrobe mirror.
I thought that was Chick that done that.
So Celtic very calm and controlled in the opening stages. helped by 2 goals inside the first 9 minutes. If you switched on late, you've missed some goal action already. Good work from Petrov again. He really is a standout at the moment in that midfield area. Celtic in that unusual position in the last couple of years and having to play catch up with that defeat at Fir Park, live on the BBC, having cost them their winning run. And with Rangers only a blemish being a draw at Kilmarnock on the opening day, it's the Ibrox team who've edged themselves in front. Kirk's layoff for De Vries. Severin to McMullan. Hearts patiently trying to play their way back into this. Valois, Severin to Stamp. Phil Stamp shots wide, but at least it's an effort on goal.
It's better. It's a combination of passes that time. Played 5 or 6 passes across the park. Valois involved, Severin and Phil Stamp. At least it's a shot. That'll give the fans some encouragement. They certainly need that at the moment. They're disappointed with the way their team are playing, but Phil Stamp's a very determined player.
It's a test of character, this, isn't it, for Hearts, because they've had a good start to the season, but going 2 down early on to Celtic is the ultimate test.
It is. It'll be interesting to see how they come back. The next goal for them is going to be so important.
Henrik Larsson reckoned he was tripped by Kevin McKenna, having escaped the clutches of the Hearts defender, and he looked of a reasonable case there, I'd have thought.
I thought it was a certain free kick. Kenny Clark's only 10 yards away, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt this time.
Benefit of the doubt, referees. Steady. That's good work from Valois. Got himself in the way of a crossfield pass, but he couldn't stop it getting through to Agathe. Andy Kirk. Just about midway through the first half at Tynecastle, and an eventful first half it's been, with quick-fire goals from Sutton and Petrov. And if David McGeown was looking for a comfortable introduction to first-team football at Hearts, his wish has gone unnoticed. The Celtic defence still untested. Laursen rolls it through, Larsson chasing, and now comes Roddy McKenzie. It's Guppy. Celtic with such a strong shape about them, and at the moment there's nothing much Hearts can do to knock them out of their stride.
The Celtic never change their system. They stick to it time after time. It's tried and trusted, and you can see why it works. They've got so many experienced players. The middle of the park, I keep going on about that, but Paul Lambert's the one who drops off. If they go with them, Severin or Stamp go with them, then Petrov or Lennon pick up the ball, and it's so difficult to play against when you've only got 2 against 3.
McKenna hesitated, thought about that, taking that one on the full, then waited for the bounce. And that's a free kick. One Ulsterman against the other. Lennon on Kirk.
Again, you see Neil Lennon never going to give up any type of challenge, and what unfortunate there.
McMullan's cross. Mark De Vries with the knockdown. There's Andy Kirk looking for the chance. Andy Kirk into the side net, but it was deflected there. Corner kick.
Better from Hearts. Andy Kirk very willing, quick, picking up the loose ball coming off Mark De Vries there. Works himself a yard of space, gets off the shot. I think Rab Douglas would have had if it was on target.
So McKenna stations himself right in front of the goalkeeper. Stephen Pressley's up as well. Hearts looking to hit back. Valois' corner kick. He won't hit back that way. That failed to get beyond Stilly and Petrov at the near post. Next Sunday, we're with Celtic again, this time at Dunfermline, East End Park. Third placed Dunfermline currently. What a good start to the season they've had. Well, I'm not sure that they like our cameras. But Celtic Blackburn is coming up as well in the UEFA Cup. Both legs of that European tie on the BBC. And first up, Celtic Park on Halloween. Martin O'Neill will look ahead to that one in good time. Long throw, and Neil Lennon there. And as Rob Douglas was about to grab it, Skogo Balde hoofed it clear. That's a free kick. Sutton and Lambert both challenging for the bouncing ball, and a judge to have committed a foul here.
I think it's a sandwich between the two players. There's not a deliberate free kick there, but they've blocked Vries between them, and Kenny Clark quite right to give the free kick.
And I think a lot of the anger there from Lambert and Sutton probably centres on the fact that they know in Jean-Louis Valois, Hearts have got a dead ball specialist, and Rob Douglas will have done his homework, and he'll be on his toes for this. Nearly 26 minutes gone at Tynecastle. Jean-Louis Valois, saved by Douglas, and the rebound. It was Andy Kirk who tried to touch it in. That's a great double save from the Scotland keeper.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, Rob. I think the first one, Brad will be disappointed. You've got to hold on to that one. But the goal at Ibrox, Andy Kirk, credit to him. First off his mark, first to the ball. Big Rab certainly made up with him with the second save.
Corner kick taken already. It's Valois, another shot at goal. Chris Sutton in the way. That's off Petrov. Kenny Clark says last touch was off Valois, so it's a Celtic throw. This time it goes Hearts' way. Maybury, Mark de Vries, but again Hearts unable to keep possession. McGeown to de Vries, support from Stamp, and again great run from Phil Stamp. What a good challenge from Ulrich Larsson to stop him. Everything Hearts tried to do, they find that Celtic can do it better. And the Hearts fans trying to turn up some noise inside Tynecastle, give their team some badly needed support. Check what Stephen Boyack saying.
Well, we're just discussing the role of young McGeown, who's been thrown into this. Stephen, how do you think, he's in your position today, you're injured, how do you think young McGeown will be feeling?
I think it's hard for anybody making their debut, you know, when you go 2-0 down to Celtic. But he's coming into the game now. As I say, at least we're getting on the ball a little bit more now, and we've got players who I think can hurt them, and hopefully we can get the next goal. I just wish you'd stop kicking me here as well, playing every ball. Rob?
Kick him back. 2-0 Celtic at Tynecastle. McKenna's headed away. That's dangerous. Valois flick, and Severin makes it safer. With Ulrich Larsson settling down now, having a decent run in the Celtic back three alongside Valgaeren and Balde, and the continued absence of Johan Mjalby, and that's some significant absence as well. Petrov exchanging passes, or trying to at least, with Henrik Larsson. McKenna did well. Now Phil Stamp has given it away to Paul Lambert. Sutton plays it wide for Agathe. Gets beyond McMullan. Agathe pulls it back for Guppy, and Lambert shot well off target. It was Guppy with the chance for number 3.
Good play from Celtic. Paul Lambert picked up the ball from Stamp, and Agathe eventually doing what he does very well, getting to the dead ball line, knocking the ball across, and Paul Lambert obviously didn't pay attention to Stallion Petrov, did he?
influential as ever, Paul Lambert. And Stephen Pressley commanding at the back for Hearts. Lennon and Lambert come out on top, and then Lennon gives the ball away. And Maybury, a hopeful ball down the line, and Laursen can let that go. Kirk couldn't get there, and use of the ball from Hearts could be a lot better.
They've given the ball away, but Celtic are pressed them to make it difficult. But that was good play from Laursen there. As you said, he's grown in confidence now. He's settling into the Celtic team and made that one look very easy.
Half an hour gone of this latest BBC Live match. Hearts 0, Celtic 2 in the first 9 minutes. Sutton and Petrov, and Celtic in a very comfortable position. Hearts need to go back before half-time. McGeown unable to make much progress, and then he's given it back and gives it away again. Lambert's clearance sliced off his boot, but it worked out for Didier Agathe. And obstruction, and the first yellow card of the match for Scott Severin, and he can't really have any complaint.
No, he can't. Didier Agathe had lost him. They knocked the ball round one side, was moving round the other, and Scott just took him right out of the game. Actually quite a painful one for Didier Agathe there. His shoulder right into him.
The fear for Severin was that Agathe was off and running with his power and pace. He could really have hurt Hearts. It's what's called a professional foul. It's the first booking of the match. Severin very much part of Bertie Vogt's international plans. The free kick taken, but taken from the wrong place. Can Celtic be shaken out of their stride? It's a tall order. Well, Maybury looked initially as if he judged it well, but then he overran it. Lennon's throw, Petrov prods it through for Larsson. Pressley cleared. Severin, and that's out before the teenager David McGeown could get there. We'll run those numbers for you again for man of the match competition: 0900 10 225, 07736 600 600. I wonder who it'd be so far. Still in Petrov has done pretty well, Sandy. Not trying to second guess you, obviously.
He's played exceptionally well, but so is Paul Lambert for me. He's a very, very hard-working player. For all his experience, everything he's achieved in the game, his attitude is absolutely spot on.
I don't need to give too many clues. Corner kick, won by Chris Sutton. And the obvious opportunity for Celtic to throw forward the entire back three. Laursen and Valgaeren and Balde all into the Hearts penalty box. And questions to be asked here. Whipped in by Petrov. Hearts survive. But that's poor from Andy Kirk. He really should have got that away. And his team still hemmed in. Agathe. No way through, so back he comes. Picks out Petrov. And Lambert. Pretty sandy surface, isn't it? It's not rolling too well, the ball.
It is, it's very dry. It's making life difficult for the players at times.
Sutton chips it in. McKenna's there. And Stamp. That was dangerous. McKenna had to react quickly. Balde dallied. Mark de Vries is in. Valgaeren recovered. Now Kirk. And a chance is lost for Hearts.
It's a real chance. Certainly Hearts' best chance of the game so far. Bobo Balde, Martin O'Neill will not be happy with him. Dwelling the ball far too long, trying to play like a skillful forward there. Mark de Vries picked up the ball, but really didn't have enough about him to get around Valgaeren as well.
Alan Maybury pressured into making a mistake. Sutton, Lambert, Lennon and Guppy. Celtic pretty much able to do what they want so far in the first half at Tynecastle. It's been a disappointing showing from Hearts so far, and Chris Sutton can cause them more problems, and Henrik Larsson really should have made it 3 by his standards. That's a sitter.
That's a real sitter for Henrik. Good play, Petrov against Sutton, linking down that left hand side. Chris Sutton, you can see him looking up there, picked out Larsson, maybe a slight bobble because of the surface we mentioned a minute ago, but Henrik will be disappointed. That is normally stuck away in the back of the net.
That's the sort of one where you strikers look down at the pitch normally, isn't it? It must be the fault of the turf, surely.
I would have headed that one.
Valois flick. Kirk's got there. And look at the desperation of Jos Valgaeren to get back on the ball.
They're so determined. Every Celtic player's got the right attitude and they work so hard, and I think the manager Martin O'Neill deserves enormous credit for that. There's no slacking in this team.
The standards they set are so high. Severin's throw. De Vries can't get the flick. Balde clears. Larsson against McKenna. And you forget, despite Kevin McKenna's experience, that he is still only 22 and still learning his trade.
He's a good player. He'll be a good player for Hearts. A Hearts type of player who works, again, very hard, great attitude to the game, and he's going to find life difficult today because Larsson is certainly so strong.
And a test of 18-year-old McMullan from Agathe. Lennon's cross! And Henrik Larsson does make it 3 this time. Sutton denied by the crossbar. Celtic are cruising.
It's that determination again. Agathe tried to get there, couldn't quite get there, but great support from Neil Lennon. Just knocks the ball right up to the back post. Great for Chris Sutton. It's a really intelligent header. Comes off the crossbar. Who's first to react? That man we gave stick to a minute ago, Henrik Larsson.
He was quickest. His reactions are so sharp. And his 16th goal of the season. Scoring at more than a goal a game this time around. And Hearts being set all sorts of problems. And I guess Craig Levein is wondering what to do next.
I think a lot of the Hearts fans are wondering what to do, Rob. In the main stand, the Wheatsheaf stand is Larsson shoots. And goalkeeper holds that one. But
I always fancied you as a commentator.
Cut your grass there, sunshine. But a lot of Hearts fans obviously don't see any sunshine there. Already leaving the ground, the Wheatsheaf stand and Wheatfield stand rather below you, Rob. So obviously the Hearts fans just underlining exactly what they're going through out there.
Well, that's absolutely incredible, with the first half still underway, that some Hearts fans have seen enough already, heading for the exits, and what they fear is another heavy defeat at the hands of Celtic, and the foundations have already been laid.
It's so disappointing for me if supporters are leaving this early. I don't think it's so much the Hearts aren't playing well. Celtic are not allowing them to play well. And Celtic, we've said 2 or 3 times already, their attitude is so good, they're working so hard. They want to put the pressure on Rangers at the top end of the league.
Larsson against Pressley. And Maybury clears, and Hearts looking shell-shocked. Not surprising. Andy Kirk, only Mark De Vries is in the middle, and he does well to force a corner kick, and that allows Hearts to get more maroon shirts forward. When they do get the ball in the final third, a lack of bodies.
They don't get support to De Vries and Kirk at all there. Kirk's the one who was wide trying to find De Vries in the box, and they need more support from the middle of the park and from the wide areas. McGeown and Valois certainly are not making enough contribution.
Chance for Valois to make a contribution here. His corner kick. Mark De Vries loses out to Larsson and takes a sore one in the nose at the same time. And he's been having a fantastic season, but he's getting little joy here.
He's been no impression at all today. Laursen again, so determined, making sure he's going to be number 1, get to the ball first and clear the danger.
Scott Severin's throw. De Vries is there. Here's a chance for Mark De Vries. And just about hits the corner flag. Tugs it well wide. And that really had to go in for Hearts.
A little bit unfortunate here. The ball breaks to him. Good presence inside the box. Fires it across the goal, which is the right thing to do. You're hoping it hits off somebody and ends up in the back of the net, but unfortunately sums up Hearts' day so far. No breaks at all for them.
And the reason for the anger there was that Hearts reckoned that was a corner kick. They thought that took a deflection on its way across. Still in Petrov for Celtic. Prods it wide for Didier Agathe. Lambert, Neil Lennon, and Andy Kirk gets the better of him for once. And the pass came off Mark de Vries, who did very well to keep the ball, and he's still doing well to keep it. He's lost it now though. And look who is back there intercepting his pass, Henrik Larsson. This amazing work ethic at Celtic bearing considerable fruits. Guppy, Sutton, Lambert, and the layoff doesn't work out for Larsson. If it wasn't that Celtic are putting themselves about so much and working so hard, this match would have the air of a training session about it. So superior are they?
They're better in every department. They're working so hard, as we keep saying, and the skills yet to go with that. Ally the two together. They have to be.
Jean-Louis Valois looking for help. It comes from McMullan. It's a good run into the box from Stamp, but it was an awkward bouncing ball to get control of.
It's every second ball that Celtic pick up. When it's a 50-50, the ball's up in the air or dropped somewhere. It's a yellow jersey that's here first.
It's a one-horse race so far at Tynecastle. Celtic well ahead, not just in scoreline, in terms of overall performance. And Hearts, having done pretty well against Rangers at Ibrox, are getting something of a lesson here from the reigning champions. And here's a chance for another goal for Henrik Larsson. Takes it, 4-0. 3.5 minutes from half-time. 2 for Larsson and 4 for Celtic.
Little touchy offside possible there, but Henrik Larsson, he's not hanging about. He's not waiting to see what's happening. He's playing the whistle as he should do. Just the goalkeeper edged him out and just knocked it over the top. A magnificent finish.
You don't really have much doubt about Henrik Larsson in those sort of situations. Roddy McKenzie tried to narrow it, but just lofted it over the keeper. And now 17 for the season. 4 goals in his last 2 games, Henrik Larsson. He's hot.
He deserves the goals because of the way he works at the game. Interesting to see this one. It's very, very tight. He's certainly coming back to me. I think Hartson maybe just a little bit unfortunate. He could just have been half a yard offside. But as we said before, you get the breaks if you work hard.
Yeah, I think that was offside, and Roddy McKenzie beaten by Henrik Larsson, but way back up the pitch. The flag might well have gone up against Henrik Larsson there, and that just heightens the torture for the Tynecastle team. Already 3-0, now 4-0. And to say the match is out of sight for them, I think, is probably understatement.
Whether it was offside or not, I don't think the goal, given or not given, is going to affect where the 3 points are going.
Larsson chasing yet another hat-trick, and not happy with the challenge of Jean-Louis Valois.
A little bit late with the challenge.
Frenchman owns up. Hearts supporters, those who've stayed, have gone silent. They've seen their team lose 4 goals already. Another threat here. Petrov plays it in, Mark de Vries plays it away, and it's a sign of the times that their top scorer is back inside his own penalty box doing the defending, trying to keep tabs on Chris Sutton. Valgaeren's throw, and a free kick goes against Sutton.
I don't think he's too disappointed, is he? He's holding on there. I don't think there's an awful lot in there. I think he's just holding his ground here, Kevin McKenna and Chris Sutton. And really, if it'd been another way, there's no way the referee would have given a penalty kick, would he? So I don't think he gives a free kick the other way.
Here's to 4 goals, says Martin O'Neill as he takes a swig in the technical area. That's for Henrik Larsson. Out comes Roddy McKenzie, and a painful collision with Alan Maybury. And it needed a shout there, didn't it? And it needed one player to get on with it here.
It's a lack of confidence. There's no communication at all. The goalkeeper's got to take control of it. He's got to be screaming there for him to leave it, otherwise stay out the road. But that really sums up Hearts defending today. They've been all over the place.
McKenzie colliding with Alan Maybury, got the worst of it, and the former Leeds man okay. Okay in terms of injury, but like all these Hearts players, pretty much shattered by what's happened before their very eyes in the first half here. And that will do. That's enough punishment for Hearts to have to take in a 45-minute spell. Chris Sutton up to Celtic, and it looks as if the champions are about to make it the perfect 10. Well on their way, 4-0 up at half-time as Hearts make an immediate change and looking to tighten things up defensively. Andy Webster has come into the game in place of Phil Stamp. It looks pretty much as if Webster is going to play in that central midfield role vacated by Stamp, who Chick was telling us, of course, wasn't 100%. Took a knock in the first half, but he was suffering even pre-kick-off. In fact, it was a double switch at half-time because Stephen Simmons is on as well. So Andy Webster, in fact, is playing at the back, and Stephen Simmons in midfield. Did I get that right, Sandy?
That's right, Phil Stamp's off and young McGeown's off as well. I'm not surprised at that. Craig's obviously going to change his tactics round about, play 3 at the back and 5 across the middle just to match up with Celtic. But unfortunately, I think it's probably just a little bit too late.
Set-piece chance for Hearts to start the second half. In from Valois. Balde won it. Petrov turns it back to Guppy. And up for Henrik Larsson. Petrov again. So industrious. Full of running, always available. Full of ideas as well. Given away by Balde, a rash clearance to Jean-Louis Valois. But Celtic will feel that they've got something to spare here. A 4-goal first half cushion. So Stamp and McGeown off, Webster and Simmons on.
I'm also looking at Jean-Louis Valois. He seems to be playing right in the middle of the 5 across the middle of the park, which is maybe not a bad idea. If he can pick up the ball in there and obviously stop Lambert building play for Celtic, it might be a tactic that'll work for Hearts.
McKenna loses out. Webster covering. Severin to Maybury. Gets it back from Valois, but his run was tracked by Paul Lambert, who is having a big impression in this match. Valois didn't really catch the cross. Petrov away. In by Severin, but can't get it beyond Laursen. It's about pride for Hearts, isn't it, apart from anything else, Sandy?
Yeah, Peter Houston said it, damage limitation, no question, that's what it's all about now. So they've got to play for their pride. The support as well, supporters want to see effort.
Stephen Pressley unsure with his header, and Larsson was onto it. Petrov, back off McKenna, and a fresh air shot from Andy Webster, which thankfully for him goes unpunished.
Welcome to the game, Andy. You can see the lack of confidence in the Hearts team at the moment. They're all over the place. Stephen Pressley, who was so good for Scotland, looks nervy as well now. And simply be the fact that they've lost so many goals.
Agathe trying to play his way back to full sharpness. Pressley under real pressure from Chris Sutton. One thing you know about Chris Sutton, he will give you no peace.
He's working very hard, but for me that's a silly free kick to give away. He's put Pressley under real pressure. He could almost certainly have won the ball there. So don't push him, don't give away the free kick and take the pressure off.
McKenzie aims for De Vries. On the wrong side of Jos Valgaeren, but could do nothing much with the possession. Larsson with the deftest of touches. Petrov stopped by Simmons, but it's Steve Guppy powering onto the loose ball. And Andy Webster did well.
Great play from Celtic again there though. Henrik Larsson coming short, Petrov going way beyond him again, and Stevie Guppy support play down the left hand side. Again, it's an indication of how hard they work, and how good their awareness is to pick up the second balls and know what each other are doing.
And when you're trying to put the Celtic performance into context, you have to consider how well Hearts have been playing so far this season and how much confidence they've got flowing through them. At least it was flowing through them, but it's been ebbing away as this match has gone on, and it's been power play from Celtic apart from anything else. But no shortage of ability or style about this showing from the defending champions either. It's a tough job to try to turn it round, as Stephen Simmons has just shown. There will be no turning round of this result. All that Hearts can do, as Peter Houston said at half-time, was try to limit the damage, which before this is over could be considerable. Agathe, Petrov, Sutton held up by McKenna. Lennon's effort, still looking for his first goal of the season, and I think exchanging a little anecdote with the technical area.
I think Martin O'Neill's saying no pass backs.
Check, is Craig Levine still there?
Yeah, he hasn't taken the early exit as one or two Hearts fans have done. He's still encouraging his team. He's wanting his main field player, Scott Severin in particular, to make himself available for passes. I think he feels there's not enough movement when Hearts are on the ball.
But Sandy, the temptation is to hide, isn't it, when things are going so badly? You really get to the stage we don't want the ball.
It takes a lot of character now to look for the ball, but Scott Severin's certainly a lad who's got that. But for me, you know, Hearts can't pass the ball because, especially up front, the Vries and Kirk can't keep hold of it. And Craig is, you know, you can see that he's disappointed. I know him really well, and he's pride will be hurt today. But they've had a good start to the season. You can't knock that. In fact, they were so good I tipped them for a draw today.
Valgaeren's free kick. Stephen Pressley's there, and mistakes all over the place for Hearts. Kevin McKenna got it away as quickly as he could, not quickly enough.
They're so nervy. Confidence in football is so important, and when you lose so many goals so badly as they have today, and you suffer because of it.
Chris Sutton's pass goes straight at Alan Maybury. Up ahead of him, Stephen Simmons. And again, the passing not good enough. Long ball this time from Maybury for De Vries, but Balde won it. Valois. Scott Severin's made a run into the box. Jean-Louis Valois wants it back. No words from me required, really. There, another useful position for Hearts, but the movement and the passing not going together in anything like perfect harmony. Valgaeren inviting Petrov to run with the ball. Valgaeren onto the return. Not quite the touch there, otherwise there was a chance for number 5.
Great play again from Celtic. Larsson, Petrov again involved. Everything that goes forward, he's there. Big Eustace kept his run going right from the back, and really it's a poor first touch there, otherwise that was a real opportunity.
Again, Pressley being put under real pressure by Chris Sutton. But it's happening all over the pitch. It's better from McMullan. He was squeezed out by Lambert. Another of these contributions from the Celtic skipper, which sometimes you might think are invisible, but I think people who know their football know exactly how much he's putting in here.
His teammates know exactly his value to the team. He's the one that is the workhorse. He organises. He's prepared to go that extra yard all the time for the sake of his mates.
Laursen's clearance. Larsson waiting for it. Steve Guppy on the move. Larson's made a back post run. But Stephen Pressley got himself in the way of the cross. That was defended well by McKenna. And with Kirk. Good work from Neil Lennon. He sensed exactly what Kirk was about to do, and he got himself in the way. Guppy's pass through to Pressley. The Hearts captain looking as exasperated as anyone in maroon this afternoon. Severin launches it. Balde unchallenged. Played away by Laursen. Sutton, whose goal started the goal surge from Celtic. Foul given against Valois. Nothing much going right for the home team.
Good play from Neil Lennon, well controlling the situation. Took the ball away to try to change the direction of the attack, and Valois certainly giving away the free kick.
10 minutes into the second half, no addition so far to the scoreline, which already looks pretty appalling from a Hearts point of view. And Celtic fans well happy with what they've seen so far. A performance full of polish from the chasing team at the top of the Bank of Scotland Premier League. The former Hearts assistant manager and the former Hearts chairman together there, Billy Brown and Willis Mercer. It's McKenna. And through to McKenzie. McKenzie beaten 4 times already. On his return to the Hearts first team, Craig Gordon, of course, the youngster, played in the last match against Livingston. Hartson being placed under pressure by Paul McMullan. Did well. There was little and large there, and sometimes little wins.
Young Paul McMullan, he's been fine today. Hasn't done an awful lot wrong. Certainly great attitude to the game. He put Valgaeren under pressure there and managed to win the corner kick.
Stephen Pressley looking to make his presence felt. Kevin McKenna up as well. Valois' delivery. De Vries got to it, and Andy Kirk couldn't get the shot in on goal. Foul given against Larsson. And that Hearts chance, Sandy.
It's a half chance for Andy Kirk. De Vries there, his presence inside the box, got a touch. Ulrich Larsson just doing enough again, making sure his foot was in the road. Andy Kirk eventually caught his foot rather than the ball.
Simmons with the header. Balde thought about leaving it. Uncertainty in the Celtic defence.
It's the right thing to do from Balde though. Don't take the chance. If you're not sure, put it out.
Mark Douglas looked as if he certainly wanted it though. He was coming off his line. Balde thought about leaving it and then played it. Corner kick. A packed penalty area for the corner from Jean-Louis Valois. Mark Douglas Came for it and got not a lot on it. Another corner kick on the other side. It would do Hearts so much good if they could even get the 1 goal back. Six in the box to aim at. One was Pressley. And for Celtic, Petrov was there. Another corner kick. Valois' cross deflected behind. Into the 60th minute at Tynecastle. Hearts 4 down. And missed by everyone. Scott Severin could find no way past Larsson. Andy Webster. Oh, who was that intended for, I wonder?
It's a poor pass.
I don't think there'll be too many nominations at the moment for Hearts players in our man of the match competition. Plenty Celtic possibilities. And those are the 2 numbers. You can telephone or text. You could win a DVD player or a signed shirt. Paul Lambert has made a lung-bursting run up the right-hand side. Neil Lennon threads the pass through to Didier Agathe. Paul McMullan to Mark de Vries. McMullan again, doing his reputation no harm here. The cross cleared by Laursen. Good jump by Valois. And that came off Scott Severin's arm.
Certainly a handball, no question with this one. Steve Guppy trying to find Stillian Petrov, and Scott Severin's already had a yellow card. He's maybe really careful. Kenny Clark on an off day could have been off.
Come on, smile, Martin. Your team's 4-0 up and about to close the gap at the top of the Premier League to a single point. Mistake by Larsson. Sets up Kirk. But he's got Balde to beat. That's not easy. Larsson gave it away to Maybury. Valois looking for a shooting chance. Severin gets a second chance. Paul McMullan took too long to decide. Hearts try again. Simmons. Good work from Chris Sutton. You might fault the pass from Stephen Simmons, but what you can't fault is the industry about this Celtic side.
They press the game so well. Every time they lose the ball, they close down, make life really difficult for players to lift their head and play passes.
McKenzie's clearance could have been a lot better, and fortunate that it spun off Sutton and out. Here's Kirk. And a bad challenge from Didier Agathe is immediately yellow carded.
I think he's a little bit forced to take the yellow card there. It's more badly timed than anything else. He certainly caught him, Andy. He's put his hand up right away.
You revised your opinion there?
Yep, change your mind.
Yellow for Agathe. Kirk's okay. Into the penalty box. Valois squares it for Severin. And see Guppy. Yep, look at the pitch time. As that bobbled over his boot. Vries to Simmons. to Webster, former Arbroath player. Simmons chasing, Laursen cleared, and Pressley. Scott Severin, short with the pass from McMullan, and now there could be problems for Hearts with a gap charging through the middle. Larsson to his right, and here Chris Sutton to his left. That's for Laursen! What a chance for the hat-trick. Can't believe he missed it.
That's brilliant from Celtic. Didi the gap, managed to nick the ball, drive forward into space, good pass to Chris Sutton. Great awareness, magnificent delivery. And Henrik again didn't hit the target. I think he's saying to himself he should have headed it, and he could have been a diving header. But great play, great move from Celtic.
You're going to put some money there on another Larsson hat-trick. Great delivery from Sutton, the driven cross. That was on a plate. You can't, well, I certainly can't criticise Henrik Laursen, the other Larsson. Such has been his amazing scoring record. Kevin McKenna against Jos Valgaeren, number 5 against number 5. Good feet from Valois. Now still in, Petrov has found himself some room. That came off Webster. Simmons helps out. Valgaeren's header. Given away by Agathe. McMullan. Nipped off his toes by Lennon. Well, Celtic 20 minutes without scoring. I suppose the way things have gone for Hearts, that's something of an achievement. Chick, substitutions?
Yeah, Celtic are going to make the first of what I'm sure will be, well, I think all 3 will be used this afternoon. Still in, Petrov about to be removed from proceedings. Alan Thompson will be introduced. And I'm sure that after a little chat there's John Robertson and Martin Neal and Steve Walford having a powwow. There will be further to follow, Rob.
Liam Miller is one of the Celtic subs today. I haven't seen too much of him. He's an Irish under-21 international, featured in the UEFA tie against Seduva. Valois pass deflected to McMullan, played away by Valgaeren. That was Andy Webster. It was Neil Lennon. Now still in, Petrov. That's great vision. Threading the pass through for Steve Guppy. Only Larsson in the box at the moment. And Steve Guppy, when the ball spun off Alan Maybury, didn't know where it had gone.
I think it might have been a handball, just the one hand.
It's dangerous. The crossfield pass, letting in Agathe, who quickly gets it back from Larsson. With the pace to cause problems, Didier Agathe in for Sutton. And cleared by Webster. And you can sense Celtic needing to rouse themselves against Andy.
Yeah, they've took the foot off the pedal a little bit, haven't they? But they're so, it's also so dangerous and so good going forward. That man's still in Petrov. What a good game he's had today. 2 internationals this week, so I think he's earned the rest.
Obviously heard he was a nomination for the Man of the Match award, so Petrov's gone off. And Alan Thompson on, nudged out of the starting lineup by Steve Guppy. Well, occasionally some things go wrong for Celtic.
I can't believe what Didier Agathe made his run there, right towards the corner flag. He could only be offside. Paul Lambert no option but to try and find him, but well offside. Vries, beaten by Ulrich Larsson. I'm impressed with him.
Just examining the small print of our BBC contract, we're guaranteed 6 goals and 4 so far. But the 6-goal games at Tynecastle so far this season have been in Hearts' favour, 5-1 and 4-2 against Hibs and Motherwell. But they're on the wrong end of the results this time, to some extent. Offside. So the offside flag is working against Henrik Larsson.
Definitely offside that time. Good play from Lambert again. Could maybe have played the pass just a fraction early. Henrik, it's unusual for him. He normally knows to hold his line and stay onside.
McKenna, a loser for Canada on Tuesday, and he's going to be a loser here for Hearts. And there's good defending from Jos Valgaeren. Always in command, always knew what was happening round about him.
Celtic will have scored 4 goals today. Their defending's been excellent as well. Valgaeren, Balde and Laursen have all been very, very efficient, apart from the Balde slip in the first half.
Scott Severin up for Mark de Vries. Larsson was in charge. Chris Sutton was so composed on the ball. He takes so much shifting off the ball. The other beneficiary from the outcome here today will be Dunfermline, who would have lost 3rd place had Hearts won, but they will stay in that 3rd spot in the Premier League. A fact which will not have escaped all Pars fans. And of course we're at Dunfermline next Sunday with Celtic the visitors. The Pars will remember, of course, 6-0 against them when Rangers came calling, so they'll hope to do better than they did on that day, and better than Hearts have done here today at Tynecastle. But it's a tall order against a Celtic squad, which is a team. A squad packed with experience, packed with ability. Offside against Chris Sutton. But competing against sides like Rangers and Celtic, difficult, isn't it? Almost impossible at times for the rest.
It's very difficult. The first thing you have to do is be lucky. You have to work hard, be organised and be lucky. We've seen Motherwell a few weeks ago taking points off Celtic. They certainly got the breaks in the first half. That night Henrik Larsson could have got a couple of goals, but they got in front and they managed to be lucky because they worked so hard to hold on to it. It won't happen too often though.
It might well be a collector's item for Teddy Butcher and his team. Certainly no sense of any slip-ups today from Celtic right from kick-off. They got it absolutely right. Sutton's reverse pass for Larsson. Pressley reacted quick enough. Celtic wanting to make another change. I think Stephen Crainey will be the player to come on next for them. It's an opportunity certainly for Mark O'Neill to give some of his fringe players a little taste of first-team action, and people like Stephen Crainey haven't had enough, Sandy.
He'll be delighted to get part of this game, there's no doubt about that. I'm interested to see where he plays. Will he play centre-back and take up one of the defenders, or could it be Steve Guppy?
Do you not get to decide, or is it just man of the match you pick?
I'll have a word with Martin later.
Andy Kirk hurt there as he tried to pose some sort of threat to Rob Douglas, and slowly getting back to his feet. But it's that sort of day though, isn't it? You feel these knocks when you're losing 4-0, maybe not when you're 4-0 up. Chick, what about the substitution? Is it Crainey coming on?
It is Crainey coming on. Sandy was right, it is one of the central defenders or one of the wing backs, and it's Gus Valgaeren who's going to come off. Steve Crainey just getting ready to come on in a couple of moments. Sandy, you covered all your options there, son.
You've made a profession out of that, haven't you? Good work from Simmons. Having got Stephen Crainey ready, Celtic are going to make switches 2 and 3, I think, at the same time. The delay in getting Crainey on is set McNeil's mind thinking that he's as well to make another change. I wonder if it's to be Wales' hero in midweek, John Hartson. Hartson, Chick.
Yeah, good spot, Rob. John Hartson coming on. Steve Guppy will be making way, so clearly Celtic feel they can get forward and get more goals.
Chris Sutton must have seen John Hartson getting his tracksuit off, because he's lifted the tempo considerably and won Celtic a corner kick. Funny, isn't it, when the tracksuit comes off in the touchline, what that can do to a performance.
That's right, but we've seen Larsson, Sutton and Hartson play so often for Celtic. I'm sure Alan Thompson will go to left back and Sutton, I'll just play off the front.
So ahead of the corner kick, Jos Valgaeren off, Stephen Crainey on. Bertie Vogts will be pleased that Crainey gets at least 15 minutes or so of this. And it's to be Steve Guppy off. And John Hartson on. Outstanding in the Welsh team which beat Italy. And he's not happy, and you wouldn't expect him to be, that he's only getting bit parts to play.
He's a good player, he scores goals, and Chris Sutton and Henrik Larsson have to keep scoring goals, otherwise he'll take their place.
Thompson's corner kick, right in under Roddy McKenzie, who spilled it, but the free kick is given against Bobo Balde.
Certainly a free kick, no question about it. Bobo there, his eye on the ball. He certainly knocks into Big Roddy just a little bit late. Certain free kick.
He was always jumping straight at the keeper there rather than for the ball. Not a difficult decision for Kenny Clark to make. And a flurry of activity in the Hearts technical area as well, Chick.
Very busy down here. That's Gary Wales going to come on, straight replacement you would think for Stephen Kirk up front.
On the ball, Jean-Louis Valois. Now Scott Severin fancies a shot at goal, but it's wide. Was it deflected wide? Scott Severin certainly thought so.
Certainly looking for it. You can always tell by players' reactions. Scott certainly catches it well. Yeah, I think he's got an argument here. Come off Stephen Crainey's back.
Substitution for Hearts midfield number 10, Andy Kirk. And he's been replaced by number 15, Gary Wales.
A Wales striker on, and now another Wales striker on, Gary Wales for Hearts, and a straight swap for Andy Kirk up front. He's been impressive on television at Tynecastle this season, but it hasn't worked out for him. But he's not alone in that in this Hearts team.
I think Craig could have took off just about any player in his team today.
I think they're probably all volunteering to come off as well.
It's not been a good day for them.
It's been a miserable afternoon for Hearts players and supporters, anyone associated with the team here. And the head coach will have been suffering along with everyone else here. Free kick given against Simmons. And I think Craig Levein would settle for the final whistle anytime you fancy. He's suffered enough.
It's been a difficult day for them, but they'll come back from this. Rangers and Celtic are both so strong now. It's hard to get anything from them at all.
Alan Thompson with the free kick off the wall. Laursen chasing it out wide. And even at this stage of the match, Celtic don't know what giving up means.
No, they wouldn't give up. They'll keep going for more goals. They wouldn't press just as much as they do in the early part of the game. They'll still take the opportunity if it comes along.
So there's the numbers for man of the match, and you don't have too much longer to take part if you want to win a DVD or a signed shirt. Balde had to hurry. Gary Wales was putting the pressure on. If indeed pressure is something that Celtic have had to cope with here today, because they've had it all pretty much their own way, and that was just the sort of scenario that Hearts were fearing, because they went into this with so much confidence. A buoyant Hearts team, but they've just been swatted aside here by Celtic.
It's all about Celtic. They've played so well, so determined.
Days till that Battle of Britain UEFA Cup tie against Blackburn Rovers, and while Celtic will not even be thinking about that match at this stage, they are in fine fettle here. Balde wasn't waiting for the ball to arrive. De Vries was, and that's why Balde won it. But possession given away to Scott Severin. Maybury to Pressley. Up for De Vries, good layoff. Maybury needs a good ball in the box, and that wasn't it. Scott Severin shot blocked by Lambert. Two international teammates. And it's Wales against Canada, and Wales coming out on top with John Hartson. Henrik Larsson, that looked to bounce up onto his arm. Valois, a pale shadow of what he might have contributed to this match. McMullan's cross, and that just about tells the story of the match for Hearts. An aimless looking cross and nobody near on the end of it. They've been very poor going forward. It's just been a bad day for them. The delivery from wide areas into the box has been poor. The movement has been poor up front. They've never managed to hold the ball up at all and let people in. Inside the 81st minute at Tynecastle, and if you only switched on in the second half, let me tell you that Chris Sutton and Stillian Petrov had Celtic 2 up in 9 minutes. Henrik Larsson made it 3 and then 4. With his 16th and 17th goals of another productive season. And Didier Agathe knows he doesn't have to try too hard to let that one drift out. Gary Wales gave it up early on. And if Hearts look dispirited, and if their supporters look dispirited, then that's because they are. I've just got to forget this one. Just go on with the next game and try and pick up the pieces from there. John Hartson with a good touch to get control and a useful layoff to Chris Sutton, and that's good play from Stephen Simmons, and then bad play from Stephen Simmons. Did well to win it, the youngster in midfield, and was too casual with his use of the ball. Stephen Crainey. In for Larsson, tried to turn that one back for John Hartson, but he was offside in any case. But there's some trio to contend with for Celtic when Hartson joins Larsson and Sutton in the side. They can all score goals, and that's so important. They're almost interchangeable as well, aren't they? McMullan tries to get round the outside. His cross. And Balde aggressive in the way he attacked the ball, and the body language tells everything. Mark De Vries hanging his head. There's been little or no service up to him, and Hearts have been able to make no great headway against the Celtic defence. It's a tired looking Hearts team. Celtic with a spring in their step, and a useful pass from Thompson for Laursen. Oh, and if he'd got a decent touch there, another chance for Henrik to score his third. There's obviously no room in the house for the extra ball roll. Doesn't want the hat-trick to do with lots of things. Yeah, he must be building an extension onto that house for match balls and trophies and Player of the Year awards. But I wonder if he has to make some room for another Man of the Match award here. We won't find out quite yet. Sunday's never that predictable. Is that just football you're talking about? Let's not get too deep. Severin's cross in for Mark De Vries. dropped behind Gary Wales. Frustrating, as has been the whole Sunday afternoon for Hearts. Thompson with Hartson and Larsson waiting, but the flag is up. And the offside denies Celtic.
He was offside, no doubt about it. When the ball came in at first, he was onside, but as soon as Henrik Larsson takes a touch, he's 2 yards offside.
And the problem for John Hartson is it's a catch-22, isn't it? When he's not playing regularly, he does tend to put on weight, loses a bit of sharpness, then it's difficult for him to get back in.
It's a difficult one. He's such a good player, and you can understand why I spoke to Martin O'Neill about his future. I'm sure Martin wants to keep him. He needs a strong squad.
Willie Larsson looking for Rob Douglas to come and get that. Crainey, Sutton. Lines are closed for our man of the match competition, so if you haven't taken part, too late. Maybury to Pressley. Larson's header and Lambert. Pressley again to Valois. Good effort from Jean-Louis Valois.
Decent shot from Valois. Just got a yard of space, probably for the first time in the match. It's a bit slow to close him down, but 25 yards out, you'd expect Rob Douglas to catch that one easily.
Which he did. From September's Bank of Scotland Player of the Month. But a little chance to shine here. Inside the last 5 minutes of regulation time at Tynecastle. Scoreline now, the half-time scoreline as well, 4-0 Celtic. The match was won for them in the first half. Very productive first 45 minutes from them. Job done. They're now breathing down Rangers' neck again at the top of the Premier table. Good work from Hartson, shakes off McKenna, in for Larsson, but Webster was there. Severin for Gary Wales. Very capable defending as well from Laursen. He's had a good game. Hearts to get anything out of this game whatsoever. Valois' cross beyond the far post, no one there for the home team. Alan Thompson's crossfield pass to John Hartson. Across deflected, corner kick.
That's good play again from Celtic. Alan Thompson, he's got a sweet left foot. Dagger a ball 40-50 yards for John Hartson, and you could see him looking for Henrik Larsson making the run inside the 6-yard box, trying to pick him out, but blocked for the corner kick.
Celtic looking for goal number 5. Thompson's delivery, Balde missed it, and the whistle had gone for a free kick anyway.
Certainly a push again, Bobo Balde again trying to find that yard of space. Just enough, just a turn more than anything else on McKenna.
Martin O'Neill relieved that contract talks can go on hold for at least a few hours until he gets asked the next question.
I would say a few minutes.
Yeah, I was exaggerating there. McMullan. He's done okay, Paul McMullan, I reckon, this afternoon in a struggling Hearts side.
He's been Hearts' best player, no question. Great attitude, the young lad. Very willing to get forward and a great left foot. He's actually a left winger rather than a left back. And you see the determination again there. Neil Lennon, he's going to fight him all the way, lots of experience. There's not much in it again, but I think the young lad deserves to get the benefit of the doubt on that occasion.
Yeah, he was direct, wasn't he? And there was a bit of spirit about him. the learning experience goes on for the teenager. Valois free kick. Gary Wales pulls a goal back for Hearts. 4-1, 2 minutes from time.
It's a good goal from Hearts' point of view. Valois, so good at set pieces, great delivery. Young Gary Wales might not be disappointed. Acres of room inside the box, and a glancing header across the goalkeeper. Very difficult to save. The big questions asked in there though, who was picking him up?
They take such a pride in their performance, Celtic, both up front and defensively and in midfield, of course. And there'll be recriminations about that, which just takes a little bit of polish off the performance from a Celtic viewpoint, but it makes little difference to the outcome.
There's pride involved though. Brad Douglas, he'll be disappointed, no clean sheet. It's only 3 guys in front of him.
Gary Wales' second goal of the season. First one came on day one. And he's not been a regular starter. Defended well by Larsson. Paul Lambert on the ball. Man of the match, Sandy?
There's a few contenders all in yellow jerseys today. Celtic just don't have a bad player in their team today. But you look at Larsson, he's played very well, got his goals, but for me, Paul Lambert, he's been exceptional today. Played very well, ran the show, great attitude, unsung hero, but his teammates know his value.
Celtic skipper, Scotland skipper, and always delivers everything. Polished performance from him. He's the man of the match, so if you picked him, you're in with a chance of getting the big prize. The prize of 3 Premier points is Celtic's and was Celtic's long ago. Full time at Tynecastle, and Martin O'Neill moves again to within touching distance of Alec McLeish. Paul Lambert,